We have 2 minutes to go, so I would jump on early to check out sound and video. I feel a little bit like Mr. Rogers. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I'm going to change my clothes just to remove my scarf and my sweater to prepare for today's practice, which is easy flow. I don't know if that means it's easy peasy or not, but it is an ease of breath and movement into warmth and fluidity. So I'm glad to have folks join today. Looks like we have a couple folks on. I got a sound check as a check and a vid check as a check. So we are ready to go. Welcome to Yoga Intermissions. Today's easy flow. Try this at home is 50 minutes, our usual time together. And whether you're watching this live or recorded, welcome. It's great to have you here to practice, or regardless. If you are here live, an extra special thank you for meeting me at 11 a.m. Eastern. I'm here in Vermont at Salt and Sand Studios. We're going to get started in a comfortable cross-legged position, allowing for some softness in the thighs and the knees. A little tiny drop of the chin, a little pressing back of the head. We take the tailbone down and the belly in and up. Hands can rest wherever it feels okay. We're going to work our way into some pranayama, breath control practice. Starting with a big breath in through the nose and a release of the breath out the mouth. Now add a little bit of audibility, a little bit of sound to that. Breathe in as fully as you can. Drop your jaw. And this time a speedier exhale. Return to a natural breath, moving the breath in and out. Work to balance the breath. Equal duration, equal count. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in to 4, 3, 2, 1. Out 4, 3, 2, 1. In through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Out for 4, 3, 2, 1. For 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, 6. And out for 6. For 8. 4. Breathe out for 8. 4. One more time. In. 4. 8. Out 8. 4. Huge breath in. We'll stop at the top because it rhymes. Tuck your chin, loosen the shoulders, draw the belly in, and breathe out. Squeezing the belly really tight to get all the air out of all of the sponge of the lungs. Another huge breath in. A little retention at the top, noticing what you're doing with the shoulders, wriggling them out, squeezing the shoulder blades together behind you, and then we breathe out, pressing the belly in to let all the air, encourage it out the body. One more time. Big, huge, full, complete breath in. Pause. And a full emptying breath out. Come back to a natural breath and notice if anything feels different. Maybe you're breathing a little easier. Maybe it feels like the breath is more rounded, flowing better. Maybe you don't notice anything. Consider what brought you to your mat today. Even if it's just to do something for 50 minutes that is not work of some kind. And press your palms together at your heart. Lift the heart toward the thumbs pressed toward the heart. Continue to activate the belly lightly and draw the pelvic floor a little upward. We'll celebrate our intentions, our motivations. So we could surround ourselves with them to create a nice cloud for our practice. We'll do that with the sound of Om. You're welcome to just use your breath. We'll take a big breath in. We'll start the more physical part of our practice with a gentle movement of the spine. Take the right hand outside the right thigh and the left hand behind you. Take a big breath in, let the spine get long. As you exhale, a twist over to the right, the left. Maybe the chin comes over the left shoulder. And keep the belly a little active. Inhale, swing through center. As you exhale, twist to the other side, starting gently. Inhale, draw your way through center. We'll make our way into a child's pose. I'll join you on the mat momentarily. Need to remove the proppage from underneath me. So you're finding yourself face down on the mat, knees bent and nice and wide. Big toes are connected. And you're working the arms in front of you, if that's possible. So if the arms are long and the head is resting on something. If the head refuses in this moment to rest on the mat, you can place something underneath it, a blanket, a pillow, a cushion, even a book will do. One of the reasons I start most practices in a child's pose is to allow for the breath to move freely through the body such that you can be aware of where it's landing. In this instance, we're working the breath toward the low back, the flat part, the sacrum, and imagining that the breath is creating a widening of the sacrum. Also settling in, maybe taking an inventory of the body. Noticing any place that might need a little extra love today. You can choose to send your breath there at any point in time. You're going to walk the hands back toward the hips. Scooch the knees together. If this is too much on your knees, too deep of a bed, you can always roll up a blanket and place it behind your knees. Or you can place the blanket underneath your kneecaps if it's your kneecaps that bother you. Here we're going to work our way into some seated cat-cow. So we take the heels of the hands, press them into the hip creases, and as we breathe out, we scoot the tailbone forward, round the spine, and press the heels of the hands toward the knees, almost like a little quad massage. Drop your head. Inhale, heels of the hands toward the hip creases. Arch the back. You don't have to arch it very much, but we're working the collarbones wide, the shoulder blades together. We're still strong in the belly so we protect the low back. Exhale for the cat shape. Inhale for the cow shape. And one more time, we breathe out, cat. And breathe in, cow. We're going to draw our way back to a tabletop. Not that we were in a tabletop before, so it's not back to. Wrists right under the shoulders, the knees as wide as the hips, and the feet as wide as the knees. We take a teeny tuck of the tailbone, which draws the navel in and up, and we create some real estate between the shoulders. And this itself is a super powerful position, but we're going to make it even more powerful. We're going to press into all of the edges of the hands and the fingers. We're going to press into the tops of the feet. We're going to use the belly and the glutes to lift the knees off the mat just a teeny bit. Keep rounding the spine a little bit. Activate the hamstrings. Draw the knees back down. Draw the sitting bones toward the heels just for a moment. We're not moving into a child's pose. Bring the forearms to the earth. Drop your head. Come back to your tabletop. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in, press the floor away, lift the knees. Really using the belly, finding your breath, fortifying the thighs. Knees drop, sitting bones to the heels. Forearms to the earth, drop your head. Inhale, come back to tabletop. And one more time, a little rounding between the shoulder blades, a little tuck of the tailbone. Breathe in. Exhale, lift the knees off the mat. We're going to stay here a little longer for 5, 4, 3, 2. Knees drop, sitting bones to the heels. Forearms to the earth, drop your head. Inhale, draw back to a tabletop and walk the hands forward a couple of inches. This time we're going to tuck the toes under. Make sure the fingers are nice and wide. Imagine that the center of the palm is lifting away like a little push-up from the earth. Now we're going to send the sitting bones a little toward the heels and lift the knees off the mat. Here you can really feel the quads start to activate. Tuck the tailbone, use the belly, breath in. Exhale slowly, downward facing dog. Maybe movement into the toes, the knees, the ankles feels good. Settle in. Elbows, inner elbows sort of face each other. Belly in and up. Breathe in, rise to the tiptoes. Exhale, drop your heels to the right. Maybe a little peek under the right armpit to square the heart. Inhale, come back to the tiptoes. Exhale, heels drop to the other side. Inhale, back to the tiptoes. Exhale, bend your knees. Look past your hands and take a nice slow walk to them for a forward fold. You might keep the knees super bent here, so you're protecting the low back. Maybe protecting the hamstrings. Perhaps take a ragdoll, nod the head, shake the head. Huge breath in. It goes out the mouth. Hands release to the earth. Take a big breath in. Exhale, come halfway up, hands to your shins, long spine, belly in, tuck the tail. Shoulders toward the hips, big breath in. Exhale, release and fold. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, gently rise to mountain pose. Drawing the belly in even as you rise. Shoulders stack over the hips, hands drop by the sides. As you inhale, imagine you're a tree rooted to the earth and the arms are your branches reaching up to send the leaves' faces toward the sky for sunlight. Grasp your left wrist. Breathe in, get tall, both sides of the body. Exhale, a little tilt to the right. Just not even anything like a big, deep C, letter C, but more like a little fingernail of the moon. Heart lifts. Inhale, release the hands to the sky. Exhale, grasp your right wrist, a little tug, gets you tall. Exhale, a tilt over to the left. Inhale, hands release to the sky. Exhale for a cactus shape in your arms. Elbows get wider. Collarbones get wider. Hands drop behind your bottom. Maybe the fingers intertwine, or you might just make little hooks of your fingers and hook them together. We check that the feet are bony hips width distance and they are parallel to the outer edges of the mat. Exhale to sit into a modified chair pose. Collarbones wider, belly working for you. Imagine that even as the thighs are pressing outward, they're spinning toward each other. We rise up to the balls of the feet. Keeping the heels lifted, we sink down into our seats. Heels come down to the earth. Slowly float the left knee in toward your heart, a little bounce. Drop the foot. Slowly float the right knee in toward your heart. Drop the foot, chair pose. Fold over your legs, breath out. Hands might stay intertwined. Maybe they float from your spine. Exhale, hands release to the earth. Breathe in. Exhale, lift halfway up, hands to the shins. Ardha Uttanasana. Breathe out. Breathe in. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. We step back for a high plank. Pause here to really stretch out the plank, shifting forward and backward, finding power in the belly. Drop the left knee to the earth, untuck the toes. Reposition the left hand a little bit forward and to the left. Drop the right heel to the left. Modified side plank, right arm floats high. Lift the hips, draw the belly in and up. Activate the left glutes and hamstrings. Breathe in. Exhale, right hand to the mat. We come back to high plank. Breathe in. Exhale, downward dog. Slowly inhale, draw the belly in, peel forward to your plank. Pausing once again to feel its length and strength. Drop the right knee, untuck the toes, move the right hand forward and out an inch. Left heel comes to the right, modified side plank. Next breath out, left hand to the mat. We return to plank. Breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice work. Starting to warm up all the large muscles. This time you lift up onto the tiptoes and then walk the hands back toward the feet, finding a forward fold at the back of your mat. I actually have my blanket a little bit. Breathe in. Breathe out, half lift. Shoulders toward the sitting bones. Sitting bones reach way back. Breathe in. Exhale, fold. Breathe in. Exhale, rise up. Rooting to rise. Shoulders stack over the hips. Then you might inhale to float the arms high overhead. Exhale, hands together at your heart. Samasthihi. Keeping the hands at the heart, sit into modified chair. Slowly float the right knee in toward your heart. Keep the belly nice and strong. Cross the right ankle above the left knee. Press the knee away and down. Maybe you sink deeper into your chair. Maybe your forearms come to your shin. Either way, the belly's working. Keep active in the left glutes and quads. Press back up, knee into your heart. Lengthen the leg in front. Step forward. Float into bird or airplane. Standing leg might be moving around a little bit. That's totally cool. Exhale, rise up, left knee into your heart, a little bend in the right knee. Cross the left ankle above the right. Maybe sit a little bit deeper. Press back up, left knee in, leg extends in front. Step the foot forward, float into bird or airplane. Whee, we're flying. Easy way to move into flight. Right knee draws into the heart. And we drop it down, shake it out, find mountain pose. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, hands to the shins, breath out this time. Breath in. Breath out, forward fold. Left foot glides to the back of the mat, runner's lunge. Take your time finding length and power here. Maybe using blocks if that feels like it gives you more space to work with. Bringing the floor a little closer. Really stretch that back leg away and ensure that the right knee is over the right ankle. Left hand drops to the earth. Maybe you're on your fingertips. Right hand comes to your heart. Breathe in, lengthen the spine, peel the belly away. Exhale a twist over to the right. Over time with your breath, if it feels right, the right arm might float nice and high, or maybe the heel of the hand comes to your low spine. Don't forget to use the big toe mound of that front foot and reach the heel of the left foot behind. Drop the back knee to the earth. Anjaneyasana twist. We're going to float up, shoulders over the hips, the left arm in front, right arm behind, an east-west twist. Exhale, both arms straight in front of you, torso faces forward. I can see that my shoulders are not quite above my hips, so I'm drawing the tailbone down and really activating the left glutes. Forearms up, hands pressed together in front, and the arms lock back into the shoulders. Fingers intertwine, hands come in front of the heart. Get really wide in the collarbones. If you're gripping the front of the mat with your right toes, see if you can ungrip. Maybe move the foot to the right. Squeeze that front foot a little forward. Sink a little deeper into your front knee. Continue to activate the left glutes. Breathe in. Exhale to twist over to the right. Drop the hands so they cup your right hip. Drop your chin to your chest. More energy into the top of the back foot and the heel of the front foot. Inhale, exhale, draw forward. If you can, lift the arms up overhead. Sink deeper into your front knee, Anjaneyasana. Big breath in. Exhale, hands frame your front foot for your half split. Here we're aiming for a long spine, so we don't worry about how close we get to the shin or the knee, and maybe there's even a bend in the right knee if, like me, your hamstrings are tight. Sole of the right foot plants on the earth. Hands will come inside the right foot. We'll tuck the back toes under to lift the left knee off the mat and walk to the long edge of the mat, the toes pointing in, the heels out. We lift halfway up, really working the belly, shoulders toward the hips. The sitting bones reach beyond the mat. Exhale, fold over your legs. Maybe the fingers spin to the opposite side of the mat and walk between your feet. The hands come back under the shoulders. We walk toward the front of the mat, spinning the front foot, adjusting as needed. Hands frame the right foot and step the back foot halfway up the mat for Parsvottanasana, working the right hip behind you so the hips are parallel to the front of the mat. Exhale, back foot steps up to meet the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. This time the right foot glides way, way back for the runner's lunge. Sounds like an airline catalog. The runner's lunge. The Anjaneyasana. The Parsvottanasana. Belly's lifting away. Right fingertips down, left arm high, or actually bring it to your heart to start. Inhale, long spine. Exhale for your twist. And then if it feels right for the body, you can fly the left arm nice and wide up toward the sky, or bring the heel of the hand toward your low back. Slowly we lower the right knee to the earth, ideally coming above the kneecap, which might mean you scoot the knee backward, maintaining our twist in the Anjaneyasana knee down lunge. We then rise up, shoulders over hips, right arm in front, and float the left arm behind. Exhale, both arms in front, palms pressed together. We check that the shoulders are over the hips. Activating the right glute a lot. Activate also the right hamstrings. Lock the arms back into the shoulders. Breathe in, arms overhead. Anjaneyasana. Don't worry, we'll do our psoas opener as well. Bend the elbows outward, intertwine your fingers, maybe the awkward way, in the palm of your heart. Exhale, twist over to the left. Then drop the hands around the hip and drop the chin toward the chest. We'll inhale forward, float the arms high overhead, sink deeper into the front knee. Open up the heart. Exhale, hands frame your front foot, half split, Urdhva Hanumanasana. Slowly the left foot plants on the earth. We're moving direct to Parsvottanasana, tucking the back toes under. Actually, let's not do that. Let's bring the hands inside the left foot. Giving ourselves a little bit of a wider stance. We're going to come back to the long edge of the mat, opposite edge, and find Prasarita Padottanasana one more time. Heels are even. You might adjust your feet wider or narrower. Heels out, toes in, fold. And maybe now you have enough stretch that you can bring the forearms to the earth or a block. Or maybe there's some other thing you would like to move into, some movement or some shape, maybe a twist. The hands plant under the shoulders. We lift halfway up. Left toes point to the front. We make our way into pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. You'll probably need to shorten your stance. Send the left hip back in space to bring the hips parallel, even Steven, and fold over your leg. Next breath out. Feet draw together. Inhale. Exhale, halfway up. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Step back, your high plank. Making your way express to down dog from here, or perhaps finding a low plank, maybe with knees dropped. Moving into a back bend if that suits you. And downward facing dog. Right leg floats high, breath in. Crescent warrior, breath out. Huge breath in to open up the heart. Exhale, open up warrior two. Adjusting your feet as you need to perhaps bring the heels in line or the front heel in line with the inner arch of the back foot. My left shoulder doesn't work quite well, so I'm bending my elbow. You can have both arms out. Front palm flips, reverse the warrior. Warrior two. Reverse it. Side angle, forearm comes inside the right thigh. Left arm can sweep around in front until the bicep is over your shoulder, or maybe the hand points to the sky. We're opening the heart. We're peeling the right bony hip away from the right thigh. Belly strong, both legs working for you. Return to warrior two. Reverse it. Warrior two, arms, extend your front leg. We're going to move into triangle pose, taking your time to shorten your stance if you need it, checking in that the hips and the shoulders are stacked, and reaching the right arm as far forward as you can before you drop the hand inside the calf or the shin or the knee. I'll keep my left hand to my heart. Others might float theirs nice and high for the full expression of Trikonasana. Bend into your front knee. Return to warrior two just to reverse it. Exhale, hands frame your front foot. We'll step back for a high plank. Your choice to move through your low plank and your back bend or go straight to downward dog. Breath in, left leg lifts high. Breath out, foot steps. Crescent warrior. Big breath in. Exhale, open warrior two. Flip your front palm, reverse the warrior. Warrior two. Reverse. Side angle, forearm inside the thigh. Keep that knee moving away from the midline. Don't forget that back leg. Mine especially loves to soften. Warrior two. Reverse. Warrior two, arms. Extend your front leg. Checking in with your stance, your balance, your equilibrium. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Warrior two, bend your front knee, arms parallel, reverse it. And we move to the hands inside the front foot, coming to the ball of the back foot. Left foot heel toes, because that's a verb, out to the edge of the earth. The mat, because the earth is flat. We'll peel open the foot like a book, and maybe you stay here. Maybe you drop your back knee. Maybe you don't. Maybe your hands walk forward until your forearms come to the mat or a block. You're round in between the shoulder blades. We're sinking the hips forward and down. In fact, I just found so much opening in my hip that I can move my arms forward. And now I'm working the psoas on the front of the right thigh and hip, and the whole hip, inner hip area on the left leg. Hands come underneath the shoulders once again. And this time we're going to take another modified side plank. We're going to bring the sole of the left foot to the earth, tuck the right toes under, and lift the right knee off the mat. Now we're going to send the left toes toward the left and float the right arm high. I'm just going to float the left arm high. Sorry. Probably just got people falling over. Let's not have that. My left hand is on my heart. My arm doesn't quite work. Shoulder doesn't quite work lifting it up. Breathe here. Press into the back heel. And drop the left hand down. Take the left foot back to meet the right. Float the right foot off the mat. Bend the knee. Step the foot outside the right hand. We're going to take our lizard pose here. Maybe peeling the foot open like a book. Maybe dropping the back knee. Maybe not. Wherever you go, you're working the hips forward and down, forward and down, forward and down. Our bodies pretend to be symmetrical. They don't really tend to be. Pretend, but not tend. This side is tighter for my body. Once again, the hands press to the earth. The sole of the right foot comes to the mat. We tuck the back toes under to float the back knee. Shift the right toes to the right. And then we lift the right arm high, taking a little bizarre sort of almost side plank. It's a plank twist. Exhale, both hands to the mat. Right foot comes back to meet the left. Knees drop to the earth. From here, the knees are as wide as the hips. The toes are untucked for Anahatasana, inchworm pose. Hips stay right where they are. Belly draws in a little bit as you extend the arms in front of you and bring the forehead, the chin, or the chest to something. The mat, a block. Sometimes shoulders get a little grumpy. I'm making up words as I go. Elbows can bend out to the sides of the mat. Hands can stack so the forehead might rest there on the backs of the hands. But the idea here is an opening across the chest and shoulders, softening of the space behind the heart, so coming in from the back. It's just a tiny bit of activation in the belly. Pelvic floor lifting up. For me, my left shoulder really is not appreciating this posture, so I'm going to adjust. Gather the belly in, the tailbone down. Carry your way into Balasana 1. So the knees are connected or very close together. Sitting bones toward the heels. You can come to the top of the head on the mat. And the hands sweep behind you and connect with your feet or ankles. You're going to find your way as gracefully, or if you choose not gracefully, that is your choice, to come to a seat in the center of your mat. And here we'll work our way into a twist, keeping the right heel underneath the left glute. And depending on how your hips and your spine are working, you might place the left foot outside the right thigh, or keep the left heel about 4 inches in front of or 2 inches in front of your right ankle. We're taking a twist over to the left to start. And here again, we don't worry about how deep we get. We ease into the movement using the breath. Left shoulder sometimes likes to hike up, or we send so much energy into that back arm that we're actually not twisting, we're leaning. So use the belly to help out. Big toe out of that left foot, pressing energy in. Inhale. Exhale, draw through center. We're going to see if we can scooch the right heel outside, more to the outside of the left hip. Lean forward onto your hands and cross the left knee over the right. We're coming into cow face posture. So you're going to organize your feet so that your knees are as stacked as they can be. Mine don't fully stack. So again, it's just yoga. We do what the body guides us to when we sit back down, maybe sitting upright, or perhaps finding a bind if you have a full Gomukhasana, cow face pose. I'm going to take the hands behind the bottom, shift onto the sacrum, and lift the legs. We're going to cross the left heel underneath the right cheek, as you will, really the thigh, to take our twist on the other side. Next exhale, come forward. We're going to try this a different way, crossing the right knee over the left and then shifting forward to adjust the knees and the feet so they stack as much as possible. And sitting back down onto the sits bones. We sit up nice and tall. Once again, the hands come behind us, shifting onto the sacrum. Float the legs so the shins can be parallel to the earth, or maybe they're long. And if it works for you, you might use the belly a lot and lift the hands off the earth. Use the belly to draw toward the knees, the soles of the feet to the earth. We're going to take one last posture here. Staff pose. Legs long on the earth, hands by your sides. Toes reach back toward your torso, belly in, shoulders down. Shoulder blades squeeze, tuck your chin. And when you're ready, long spine or rounded spine, come down to the earth. Right knee into the heart and shift over onto the left hip, drawing the knee across the body to find your twist. You might have to scoot your sitting bones back behind you or the shoulder blades toward the left of the mat. If the gaze can move over to the right, allow that to happen. And we'll shift into that on the other side. Lengthening the spine, left knee moves in. It crosses the body as you come on to the right hip. Working the shoulder blades toward the earth. Gaze moves opposite side. Soles of both feet on the earth so you can shift the hips and reorganize the spine for length and straightness. Knees hug into the heart. A happy baby, knee circles or a little rocking left and right. To move into, after a little nourishing massage of the low spine, Shavasana. Yep, 47 minutes. All round, legs long on the mat, or maybe you have something underneath your knees. Perhaps something resting like a blanket on your torso or your thighs or over your feet. Hands plop outward. We find a huge breath in and let it go. We return our attention to the breath and the body. And slowly find our way onto one side. Doesn't matter which side. Coming into a little curled up ball. And noticing how this cool shape that we make, like a little snail, is so nourishing for us. As we press ourselves back to a seat, we come back to why we came to the mat today. Even if you never thought about it throughout the rest of the class. Let the hands find their home at your heart. They're pressing energy there. Chin can drop a little bit. Notice here any difference in the breath, the mind, the heart, the body. Maybe it's just a teeny, teeny, teeny little thing. Maybe there's a big change. Consider how you would like to live out the rest of your day. There's truth in the statement, the science of what we practice when we master. The more we practice on our mats, the kindness to our bodies and our breath, the more likely we are to bring that into the real world, mastering it. Celebrate that using the vibration of Om, a vibration found throughout nature. It shares the merits of our practice on the air, almost like prayer, Tibetan prayer flags. Breath in. Thumb knuckles move right to the third eye center. Whatever comes your way, may you face it with ease. Namaste. Thank you all for finding a little bit of deliciousness in your day. It was great to practice with you. My name is Karen. This is your yoga intermission session, easy flow. Try this at home, coming to you from Salt and Sand Studios in Vermont. Please like, share, donate if you can, and come back. Great to have you here. And don't forget, Friday nights on Zoom is a paid class on spa yoga, which is a really sweet, calming, relaxing practice. So love to have you there. Have a great one.